Roadman Saf.
Hey everyone, this is Neela.
Hey yo, it's your boy Funke, the coolest teen rapper online.
What's up? It's me, Alfie. You're listening to The Cool Table with
You're
Adrian.
listening to the Cool
And
Table.
you're listening to The Cool Table.
You're listening to The Cool Table.
And I'm not sure if you know this, but right now, you're in the cut with my man, Adriel Smiley.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. You're listening to In the Cut. We're here with Dijah SB. It's a pleasure to have you on the show today. 145%.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm happy that you dropped the album this year. I've been waiting for you to drop a full project for a hot minute. The singles wasn't doing it for me, and and I want to start with kind of at the beginning, like some of these songs you or a couple of songs I know I've heard before. Talk about, I guess, the first process of putting the album together. Was it something that was kind of like far in the making, or it kind of came together quickly, in the past couple of months?
It actually came together pretty quickly. I was really inspired by that new Kitchenada album.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to kind of explore that sound, see what I've dabbled in it, but like I've never like fully experimented with like actually making something full. Basically I had the beats, and actually one day I was just like complaining on Twitter about how much money it takes to like make an album, and like you don't want to. My fear with making an album is putting in all that money, putting in all that hard work for it to get slept on. So really what I wanted to do was make sure that it would get its due diligence if I were to put my everything into a full-length project, right? And then my boy, his name is Bozak, he kind of text messaged me and like said, look, any way that you could get the music out, just get the music out. Don't worry about how you're gonna pay for it or who's gonna listen to it. Just get the music out. So my first thought was to just, because I had I had 5 or 6 songs. Mm-hmm. So the 5 singles that I put out, I originally was just gonna put out 1 song every month and then see where that goes from there. But then I'm like, yo, let me just also put this all together, add 3 more songs, and just say it's an album. I'll call it or make it an album, right? And I'm glad I did that because quarantine had everything shut down, but I already had those songs prepared to drop. So literally all I had to do so I was just literally just chilling, waiting to like release the songs. And and then I went back to the studio. I wrote the last 3 songs on the album and then just put it off the end.
Yeah, what you're saying about you don't want to put something out and it gets slept on is like, that's what I feel like for artists I talk to, that's like the biggest fear. Because it's like, I talking to Claremont about this, and he was saying like, yo, if it was Frank Ocean's name on it instead of my name, everyone would love it. Yeah. And it's like, and that's what I thought of for your album. I was like, nah, y'all not like, there are not a lot of people doing this, So it's like, I appreciate when you guys still put the music out, despite that, because that's for, I guess, the people who are in the industry as well, and as listeners, as fans, who's not us putting out the music, we have that fear as well. It's like, I can love the music as much as I want to love it and play it for the man them and whatever, but I can't give you 100 million streams. It has to be kind of seen. So again, like, we appreciate that when y'all really put the music out. But the name of the album, I thought, is like so perfect. 2020, the album. That could go so many ways. We already know what 2020 is like. We'll talk about what that means to you as a title.
Yeah, it was funny because some old guy came into my mentions trying to troll me, talking about, oh, what? That's a peculiar name for an album. And I'm like, yeah, that's the fucking point. 2020, the album. I want you guys to listen to it and equate 2020 to the music that you're hearing, which a lot of it's just so upbeat. A lot of it's just me talking about like pursuing my dreams and making it through whatever comes my way, right? Mm-hmm. And that's what 2020 really is. Like, it's a freaking shithole right now, but when you go back and review like all the music that you listened to during that year, and I want you to go back and listen to my album and be like, yo, this was one of the highlights of my 2020, right?
No, that's why I thought that the title was good, because the two things you literally said is like, you're talking that real, like you're talking that come up talk, like I'm really grinding, we're really trying to get this done, and then the sound, like, like that music kind of just brings your mood up regardless. Like I had it playing the other day, and I was like playing it on TV in my room. I'm walking around, whatever, so I hear it coming out the room, and I'm like, okay, like we got a little. I can't even really hear the lyrics, It's all I hear is the beat coming out, but it's like it changes kind of the feeling of the room, which is like what we definitely need in 2020. So I thought that guy's a hater. I thought the name of the album was perfect, but talk about it being your debut, so to speak. Like it's really like a full body of work, and it's at a time when you can't tour, you can't go, you can't do shows, you can't hit the streets, because it's like I'd love for us to have this talk, in person, but again, we can't do that. We're talking over Zoom. So does that feel, I guess, a little different, or feel a bit odd that you're getting the love still, but it's not, you can't go out and feel the people?
Yeah, it sucks. Like even just doing the virtual online shows, so ass. Like
it's not the same.
It's like, oh, let me hear some noise. And you see bear emojis just come out. It was whack. But yeah, bro. I like to say this a lot. Like 2020 for a lot of people, they lost jobs, unemployment's high, people are fucked. But for me, it was a blessing, to be honest, in disguise, because I really got to see what it meant to be a full-time artist, because my job was still paying me. I was still able to pay my bills and stuff like that. I didn't have to worry about any of that, right? So all I really was focusing on was the music, and mentally it just felt great to just basically do whatever I want. Like obviously I couldn't leave, but just being able to wake up and just plan my day according to the things that I actually want to do, versus having to get up and like go work for somebody else or something like that. So but again, yeah, a lot of artists can't tour, and that's literally a majority of where your recoup or your income comes from. So that sucks. But we're artists are and the industry are trying to make the best of it. But I feel like this is really a testament to like who are actual artists that like actually love this shit, but that are just gimmicky and want to like make music for whatever it is, because they like the lifestyle or whatever it is, right? Because right now there is no lifestyle. Like all the rappers that like that lifestyle, they can't go to the club or like, you know what I mean? Like can't be out in public doing their shenanigans to get whatever it is for people to pay attention to their music, right? So it's really zero focused on the music and actually listening to stuff that makes you feel good. So it's good for the artists that actually care about the music and what they put out, right?
Yeah, I think I'm seeing a lot of artists, like, I won't say reach their peak, but like reach a new level within their creativity within themselves. It's like, I was talking to Aria Blue, and she was saying how it's home studios from now on. Now she's like, I'm not pulling up to no studio with no engineer I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? We gonna make this in the crib. So seeing that energy come from this is a positive. And it's like a lot of artists make their income from shows, from touring, which we don't have anymore. But I feel like as an industry, we're figuring out together how to get through this. With every rollout everyone does, with every drop, everyone's learning a little bit more. And again, the artists who are really about the art, that is like, this is your time. That's why I was, when I saw that the album was coming out, I was excited first and foremost, because again, I told you the singles wasn't doing it for me. I'm an old school guy. I want like an hour and a half long album. I need, let me get what you're listening to. So I loved getting it during this time, but I think that for the true artist, this is the time where your music will kind of stand up more. If your music is true and it really has that authenticity to it, this is where it will stand up a lot more. My favorite thing, not my favorite thing, but one of my favorite things in the album is the beginning of the intro and that Auntie Dijah on the intro. Oh my gosh. Like,
my godson.
Nah, that was so cute.
Actually, because he's actually, I pulled that audio of a video of him, and he's actually watching the video, one of my music videos, and
oh wow,
it's a music video of him and I. So I made a song called Manifest, and it's me like just going around the playground with him and stuff like that, right? So he loves watching that video because first of all, he loves looking at himself, but but also yeah, he so I just pulled that audio of him watching the video.
That's cute. I love that audio. And
Yeah.
before we get into more stuff with the album, your Twitter bio is probably one of my favorite. I had that same line, cool as an unthawed, blessed as a gun charge. I had that
Yeah.
line in my notes somewhere. That was gonna make that my Twitter bio as well. So I got a big shout out for you for that line. That like I feel like that line is one of the most slept on lines of all time.
Like that verse, bro. That
Yeah,
Lupe
that
verse.
verse is crazy.
Stupid.
Yeah, that like I remember I did karaoke one time and someone did that and I was just literally in the crowd like singing the whole thing, like not even looking at the words. I'm just going in like that. No, that song is that's a time when we could really bump Kanye so different.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about C'est La Vie. That song, I feel like it has a different tone to the way that you're rapping on it. Talk about putting that song together.
C'est La Vie, bro. That was the first song I released in the year. And it's funny because I even released like merch for it and everything. And again, it was slept on. Like I just remember like at the time that white chick from Dr. Phil was trending.
Oh yeah.
So I said that line, "Cash me outside, how about that? Things you get away with when you're not black." That's literally what kind of sparked that, and then I just kept going from there. And then yeah, bro, it's weird because my writing process, I literally just I'll hear a beat, and I don't necessarily remember like writing any of the things that I write. It just comes so effortlessly to me that I'm like, oh shit, I just made an entire song in like 10 minutes. So
damn.
Yeah, so I remember writing it. I remember hearing the beat and I was just like, holy fuck. Yeah, it's probably it's not my favorite record on the album, but it's up there, and it's one of a lot of people's favorite records.
Oh, I can imagine. Like hearing this, I was like, yo, this is foul that you can't perform none of this. Like this is just foul. You can't perform none of this. What is your favorite record on the album?
It changes every day, but majority of the time I just really like listening to Just Be Cool.
I feel that.
Yeah, I wrote it for a friend that was going through things, and she just told me like her way of like coping is just going out and dancing the night away.
Damn.
So that's where I kind of got the hook idea from.
Nah, I like that a lot. I feel like you got a lot of gems on, and this is the main reason why I think this album is slept on, because of the gems you have on here. One song I like a lot is "I'll Pay You Back on Friday." That's like, I think that's just a timeless song. I really feel like wherever your career takes you, there will be a spot in your set for "I'll Pay You Back on Friday." All the time. Talk about putting that song together.
Yeah, bro. That one actually is inspired by my engineer. So like, he mixed by MS. Like, he has supported me a majority of my career as my engineer. And bro, sometimes I won't have the money to be able to record, or I won't have the money to mix and master, but he'll still do it for me. He'll still allow me to put it out on and distribute it. But like, when payday comes on Friday, like, I have to get that back to him, right? So, but he has literally saved me in terms of like my artistry, being able to not afford it sometimes, like recording or getting the music out. And I was really just like speaking about my experience with that in that record, and just not being able to afford it until that next payday comes.
I feel like everyone could really relate to that. That's not one that's like over the top of their heads. Like, if you can't relate to that track, it's like you ain't on side. Like, you know. But I like that one a lot, just because the cadence and the chill way of the song. It's not like begging or like screaming at you or even like in despair. It's like it's just like, yo, like, I'll pay you back on Friday. right now, like it's not going down, but on Friday it is. And I think that's like that kind of in between level of broke where it's like the money is 3 days away.
Yeah,
Instead of I don't know where the money is. And I feel like that specific place is like something everybody can relate to.
Yeah.
On Mama Said you had this line that I thought was crazy to me. It's I can't take my life. My mama would be so sad. That one really hit me because I guess like throughout the whole song, I was then like everyone knows me. My mom is A1 day one, so I was already rocking with it. But that line kind of like caught me off guard, like I didn't see it coming. Talk about putting that line in there.
It's actually funny because again, just ironic that the beat is so uplifting. You want to dance, and then you're listening to the lyrics, and you're like, "Holy shit, this is the saddest fucking shit I've ever heard in my life." Like, but literally, that's exactly what it means. Like, I would not be here without my mom because she birthed me. But like in terms of like my journey, I don't like nothing was keeping me here except my mom. Like just the sheer thought of her like hurting if I were to ever leave was the only thing at one point keeping me here.
Down.
So yeah, I had to express myself in some sort of way that was the reason why that I was here. People need to know, like, you know what I mean? And yeah, it's just funny because again, the beat is just so you're vibing.
Yeah.
You hear that and you're just like, holy shit.
Yo, 100% like, and it's this is my last question about kind of the contrast between you having these beats that are so light and so kind of dancey, and then it's like you're talking the real on there, but it's so interesting to me because again it's like it can catch you off guard, and that's like the amazing thing about music is like you could be dancing to this sad ass song and not even bagging what the lyrics are. Like, is that kind of a conscious decision for you, like trying to put those two together? Because you definitely could have went a whole different way with this sound. Okay, I hear this sound, we gonna turn up now, but you hearing that sound, hearing that beat, and automatically, thinking to write something else. Like, talk about the process of putting those together.
Yeah, I think a majority of it for me is the fact that, like, again, people hear like the more like the funner beats, and they feel like they have to make it fun, or else like it's just like I'd rather just always have the content be there. Like, there's nothing wrong with making the fun songs and the songs that really don't really mean anything. They're just fun, right? There's nothing wrong with that, but I really prefer just always being consistent with having content that is either relatable or is coming straight from like my mind or whatever I'm going through at the time. So yeah, basically I'm not privy to like wasting a beat, just nothing, you know what I mean? Like I always just have something to say.
Yeah. Would you say that's probably number one in terms of what you put as priority when you make a song or start putting something together? It's like no matter what else happens, I gotta make sure I put that content in there.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that. Who's like, I don't say who's your idol in that way, but who's someone that you look to their music and you feel that same confidence that they will always have that content in there?
I'd say Kid Cudi. Like, he, first of all, is the originator of like being able to just be yourself in terms of mental health, in terms of just like saying fuck it and like doing like, especially like with the beats he was using as well, that different sound. So like I know that he will consistently just stay true to himself, and even when he made his punk rock album and nobody fucking did it, he still did it. Felt like he wanted to express himself in a different way. He didn't care about sales or who was going to hate on it. He wanted to make what he wanted to make at the time. And that's a testament to true artistry. I don't give a shit who is not going to like this. I'm making it for me. I'm going to put it out into the universe. Whoever fucks with it, fucks with it. If you don't fuck with it, that's just too bad. Because it's less to do with like money and how much you're going to be making off of the music versus making the music because it's something that you enjoy, right? So definitely Kid Cudi is somebody that I know that will consistently always have the content, even if he's gonna be like braggadocious or like talking about stuff that doesn't really matter.
Nah, Kid Cudi is the one. Don't even get me started with the man Kid Cudi. Like, nah, like I saw Kid Cudi a couple years back, and he was talking about Toronto's like he loves the city, like before Day and Night came out, whatever. And I tell you, it was like a spiritual experience. It literally felt like the whole crowd, we was all tripping off the same drug. It was no, it went, and it's crazy you say like someone like him, because I think that that's probably what he puts first too. Like if you were to ask him, he would probably have that same answer that you had in front of content first. And to me, I think that that's kind of a testament of to like, that's why I say I'll Play You Back on Friday. It will be a song that like you could perform like 10, 12, 20 years from now, because I think when you put those things in your songs, like the relation is completely different. You know, it's not even in the same world as someone who's not doing that. So I think that's like a very testament to having longevity in this game.
Yep.
This is a question we ask everyone on the show, and they say the top 5 people are the people in your life who help you be yourself. Who are your top 5 people that kind of allow you to be yourself at all times?
Yeah, I would say, of course, it's cliche, but my mom, like even in terms of like my identity and just she's never ever made me feel bad about being different in terms of it, whether it's my sexuality, my identity, the way I dress. She never ever made it an issue for me. So definitely my mom. Honestly, I don't really, if it's not an artist, I don't really have like much of an influence in my life. Like I just kind of grab all of my information from either an artist or books or somebody that was revolutionary.
You could put those people in there. It doesn't have to be someone. It doesn't have to be someone you know. It's anyone who's prevalent like, in your mind or in what you consume.
Yeah, definitely. Kid Cudi. I literally have him tattooed on me. That's how much it's been an inspiration to me. He's, if anybody is himself, it's him in the music industry. Definitely Kanye as well. Like, even though he is going through what he's going through, he arguably is probably one of the best artists ever. And just the fact that none of his albums sound the same. Even if you don't like a specific one during his journey as an artist, like the fact that they don't sound the same at all is just testament to his artistry and just being able to adapt to the times and be himself, right? I would say like the Black women in my life too. It's been a hard journey, but seriously, all of the Black women in the industry, especially Canadian media, have been the ones that were the ones to uplift me, get me opportunities, help me when I needed certain certain things like whether it be PR or graphic design, and I can't really afford it on that level, but they know how to do those things. They've cut me slack and let me kind of like be able to create connections with the with the people that they know and the resources that they have, right? So definitely the gang of Black women that surround me and love me, support me, uphold me. That's probably it. I really can't think of anybody else that could.
That's good with me for sure. This he said on Twitter had me hollering laughing, because this would definitely happen to me too. And he said, told this girl she's the baddest I ever pulled, and she's gonna say that she's the one that pulled me. Bro, that had me hollering.
Let me tell you something. With me being mask presenting, I'm usually the one. You know how it is for males. Like they're usually the ones that are more, So I'm mask presenting. So even like when I'm going on dates, I'm the one that's paying because like that's how patriarchy works. So if I'm gonna be mask presenting, I gotta represent myself in that way, right? So like when girls like try to run game on me, I'm like, bro, we good. I'm the one that's supposed to be running game. I'm the one that's supposed to be pulling. I'm the one that's supposed to be pulling. Like you talk about you pulled me, like that should be funny, man. I don't know.
Yo, that's funny. And it throw you off because you're like, what game did you run? Like, but you know what's funny though? Some people in their head, they think they're running a crazy game and it's not even going down. Like in their head though, they're spitting bars at you like crazy.
I know.
Oh my God. That would have me. I'm like, that would definitely happen to me. Like I would, and I'm like, yeah, Shorty would definitely think that she pulled me. I'm like, all right, yo. Well, however you want to get down. However you want to get down. And then you talked a lot about kind of seeing the fruits of your labor on Twitter. I want you to talk about that. Like a lot of people have really been getting down, especially like I'm one of those people who graduated during the pandemic, and a lot of people who I graduated with is like, it's gonna be tough. We put in all this work. Is it going anywhere? You talked about seeing the fruits of your labor. Talk about that experience of kind of seeing those things come to pass.
Recently, I've gotten more into like spirituality. I've gotten more into I don't want to say like so spirituality and horoscopes and just listening to the universe, listening to the stars, listening to kind of the energy that the universe is giving me. And literally I'm like prime example of somebody who planted the seeds, watered them, and then watched them grow. But the thing about music is people just see when it's growing. They see when other people are stomping on your flowers. They don't see when you can't get up and water them one day. They don't see when, the depressing part of the journey. But basically, I've just literally been walking around like I am the person that I know I'm destined to be. And literally that energy just attracts all of the things that I'm aligning with. And if you truly believe something will happen, it will happen. Like it's as simple as that. But you can't let, one thing that was holding me back is the doubts that come into your mind when you start thinking, oh, like, do I really deserve to like not have to worry about money when people are suffering, or do I really deserve to feel like things are okay? And especially because I've gone maybe 10 years of suffering and like just not being able to be my full self because either I don't have, like, I'm financially struggling, I'm mentally struggling, physically struggling. It's just like, bro, what happens when I'm not those things anymore? Like, what is it gonna feel like? What is it gonna look like? Am I still gonna be depressed? Am I still gonna be sad? Like, when I have everything that I've dreamed about, what is that gonna feel like? Like, what else do I have? Where do I go from there? Do you know what I mean? So it's just it's scary. It's scary to finally be seeing the fruits of my labor, because it's like, oh shit, this is something that I've been praying for. I've been wanting for the last 10 years, ever since I picked up a mic, ever since I wrote my first song. I've been wanting to kind of be appreciated as an artist or get signed or whatever. So as soon as like these things are actually happening for me, it's like, oh shit, okay, now what? Right? But really what I've tried to dial back on is focusing on the moment and the journey, because the success is like where you plateau. But if you focus on the journey and getting there, then you'll have a lot more fun, be a lot less stressed out. Because if you're thinking about something that will make you happy when you get it, like what happens when you get it and you're not happy?
Exactly.
So I've literally just been trying to just be happy for what I have in the moment and looking forward to what's coming for me as well.
No, I feel that lie. I totally been through kind of that same thing myself. And when you're talking about like do I deserve to not worry about money? Do I deserve to have this? Is like, that's a real thing. Like, you got to ask yourself. And me and Harrison talked about this too. It's like, why do I deserve to like be this artist or be this person I say I'm going to be, opposed to this person, So it is really like you telling yourself and manifesting like, yo, like that's really going to go down. Like I really can be that person. It really can be like that.
But you know what else that I tell myself too, and I tell other people when they start to feel guilt for like being successful, it's just like, bro, your success has nothing to do with other people not being successful. And you deserve it just because. Like, you don't have to have a reason to deserve like what's coming for you. The biggest douchebags, piece of shit, have everything that they've ever wanted. All the money in the world, all the love in the world, and they're the biggest dicks you've ever met. So who's to say that they deserve it but you don't? You know what I mean? Especially when you're pure-hearted, you're talented, you work hard. What do you mean, like, oh, do I deserve this? That sounds stupid as shit.
As I say, how crazy we sound.
Yeah.
And the nastiest dickheads are.
Yeah. The biggest ass hats, clucks, are living their best life, and you're here struggling, and you work 10 times harder, and you're like, oh, do I deserve to be able to pay my rent? What?
No, it's crazy when you think about it, because you're just like, yo, like, you're like, I had to be nuts to really think like that. But it's more crazy because that's what you be thinking. Like, as pure as your heart is, as well intentioned as you are, you're there thinking like, does it make sense for me to become like this successful? And it's like, that super self-awareness is what breeds a lot of that thought. And it's like, some of these people, again, who are the nastiest dickheads on the planet, and they're thinking they deserve everything. And there's no guilt of their success. It's such a crazy like juxtaposition of the two sides. But yeah, again, us saying it out loud, it's hilarious because we dead ass be thinking that, and then it's dead ass stupid at the same time.
A lot of it has to do with just surviving, with capitalism being the main kind of thing that we have to endure, because it's just like, bro, it's not our fault that a majority of the world's resources are being hoarded. It's not us. We're not the ones doing it, but we still feel responsible for the people that are suffering. So it's just like, we have to kind of deprogram ourselves and
100%.
Realize that we got to take these motherfuckers down and
facts,
spread out the resources. And there are things that you can do, but as an individual, it's just like, bro, none of this shit is your fault.
Yeah, exactly. We see when people get a lot of money, they buy exotic animals. You see Mike Tyson with his tiger, Justin Bieber with his monkey. Now, is there an exotic animal out there that you got your millions of dollars set out on when you get to that level? Is there an exotic animal that you would buy?
Bro, honestly, I don't think so, because I don't want those PETA motherfuckers to come after me, or Carol Baskin on TMZ telling me that I'm a piece of shit. But also, I don't think animals should be captive like that. But if I could, I would definitely want like a little monkey, like Michael Jackson. But I'm cool with just having like 7 dogs too.
That's the wave. No, that's the wave, honestly. Like I said all the time, like, listen, once I get my dog, I'm retiring. Like you're not seeing me. Like I'm not coming outside. This is the last one. We do a segment every week on the radio show called Wednesday Wisdom, hosted by our boy Brandon Gibbs. And he has a quote that he gives every week, a little motivation to kind of keep us going. Is there something that you keep in your mind, like a little quote that keeps you going every week?
Not necessarily a quote, but I just keep telling myself that, well, maybe it's a quote, like every day is a brand new day to kind of just be different, be a brand new person. Like every day you can reinvent yourself. You don't have to be the person that you were in the past, or kind of take anything that's happened in your past and bring it towards the present. Every day you wake up, it's a brand new day. You never know what can happen for you. Like things happen in the blink of an eye sometimes. So I always wake up just fortunate to be alive and fortunate to be able to kind of experience a brand new day and a brand new version of myself. If I want to reinvent myself that day, I will, you know.
I like that one a lot. I don't think anyone has said even a variation of that for that segment. So that is a gem. Please, guys, keep that one close to you. I want to thank you for joining us on In the Cut. It's been a great episode. If it's your first time listening to the podcast on Apple, give us a rating, 5 stars, not a single star less. You follow us on Apple Music, on Spotify. Make sure you subscribe, and of course on YouTube, the Cool Table Live on YouTube. And until next time, know yourself, know your worth.